Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She told me that someone had been killed that had messed with her in the past, and that a gentleman had been arrested for it. And there wasn't a whole lot more she could tell me other than that. Yes, sir. He tricked her, like pretending to be her boyfriend online and stuff, and she fell for it. I guess what's the word for it when they do that? Like groomed. Yeah, some awful stuff. I thought we went to Saraland because it was like a little. We were over there visiting her mama for something, and it was one of those things where we were looking for a computer or something like that. It might have information on the guy, and whatever was closest to where we were at. She was in Chutchula picking up a computer, so I really don't know the area at all. I've only been over there a couple of times with her. I think the last time we went, her grandma was in the hospital or something. That had been months ago. Yeah, she wrote something down. She's got a piece of paper somewhere where she found some stuff about it, but I really didn't keep up with it too much like she did. But hold on just a moment.
It's on the card.
Which one? Inside it?
There's a card in there.
A card?
Got her name on it.
The lady's name that you talked to?
Let me see this.
I'm sorry, she's driving in the rain trying to sort these papers and handle stuff.
There was a card.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Well, yeah, the thing is that ain't the only thing. She had actually reported two people very close to the same time. I kind of convinced her to go ahead on and tell on people that it had done something in the past, and she just, and somehow or another their parents didn't tell or something. So yeah, it's like a couple of different things she told on people that messed with it. It was kind of like a Me Too situation, if you know what I mean. Are you familiar with the term, that Me Too thing? So she actually told on two people while she was over there, and should be close to the same report or something. But hold on a second. It is R. Spencer, and the case number was 18001. R. Spencer, I believe it was a
black lady.
Younger black woman, said she was new to the position.
Yeah, and it's on the back of somebody's card.
It's on the back of somebody else's card. She wrote it on Lieutenant James Morton. Yep, it's wrote on the back of that. I believe so, yes sir. One of them was her mother's boyfriend had basically been messing with her for like 7 years or something like that, and she finally told on him, and she thought they told the law, but they didn't. So when we confronted them about what happened, they said there was no report, and she felt obligated, along with this one, to make both reports. I pushed her to do it. And matter of fact, even with the Brent Allen thing, we hired a PI to find him because all she had was a phone number and his name. So we went above and beyond to locate these people and get them turned in. Al, what's Al's last name?
Moore?
Moore. M-O-O-R-E.
I think it's Robert Alvin was his name.
Mr. Allen. When we originally had talked about the stuff happening to her, she wasn't aware what had happened. I had to make her aware that wasn't your boyfriend. They know 27-year-old man with a 13-year-old girlfriend kind of thing, and it was pretty pretty specific how it happened, and she still wasn't aware that it was an actual rape kind of weird how it all happened, but mostly it was about telling on people who ain't been told on. We had to make sure it got done just in case anybody else had cases or something, you know. You had the information on
Yeah, it's on that paper.
It was like I called her and an hour later she was calling me back saying that she found him in jail or some shit. Excuse me, hold on. I'm looking at it now. Rebecca Johnson.
Random.
She is out of Mobile. And we gave her all the stuff we found. We found his once we talked about it and she made me aware of the situation, she was able to locate some stuff and all of her kids' stuff that actually had a phone number for the guy and some stuff, and that's how they were able to find him. And that's when we reported him. She was working for a company, Director of Investigations, www.aliagency.com. That looks like what it is right down here, yeah. Yeah, I was just made aware last night when I got home from work. He is my stepfather that was estranged some 20 years ago. He is his either half brother or whole brother. I've spoke with him several times over the last couple of years. He lives in the town that I grew up in, and when I go over there and deal with my store, or I go over there and hang out with my little brother, with me and him building a record studio over the last year and a half, he'll sometimes pop in, or we'll call and get some food. Usually he just wants to eat, kind of thing. I think he's for lack of a better word, I think he's a little bit of a simpleton kind of deal, and me and him just get together and have food when I come over, and I think his wife and his children are all like Asperger's and that kind of thing. So yeah, we'll get together short times usually and just get some food and hang out. The last time I seen him was not that long ago. I was actually on a flight back from working in Reno, and I run a spray foam company, and we're trying to add on a little bit over that direction where the money is really good right now. Aside the point, I was coming back from that. I landed in Atlanta, and they didn't have my rental car. I was stuck, and I ended up getting an Uber down to Macon, and I called about 3 or 4 people to try to get somebody to pick me up, and he was the only person that responded. He showed up in Macon and picked me up from a Mexican restaurant, and he took me to my motel, and he brought his family, his wife and kids. That wasn't even a week ago. Now, he was one of the only people that responded. I couldn't get anybody else on the phone to help me. We didn't ride to Mobile. We rode to a location over in Mississippi where there was a large truck for sale that's in the same line of work that I do, spray foam. I'll have to find the information on the guy we went and met. But I tried to trade a F-150 truck for this big spray foam rig, and it broke down on us. We didn't even get out of Mississippi. And I had to have, we had to have somebody come get it, and we were picked up by Uber, took back to my car, and had to drive all the way back. The only reason I took him is he's a diesel mechanic, from what I understand. So he went over there and was checking out this big truck for me, and even though he thought we was good to go, we weren't. So. No, I haven't been in Saraland. The last time I was in Saraland was with attorney and Brent Allen.
No, you went with me needed when my grandma was sick.
When your grandma was sick, we didn't go to Saraland. We went to wherever the hospital was.
But we went to Mobile. Well, yeah.
Mobile, what was it?
Mobile Infirmary, I think it is, but I got to double check.
Yeah. I don't even think that's close to over there.
I only got to see her for 15 minutes. I have to go back home. That's been months ago, June. Before my birthday.
Oh, I believe it.
I'm just going to stop there.
I don't recognize it. I'd have to. I don't even look at phone numbers. If it's in my phone saved, I could scroll it and try to look for it or something like that, or punch it in and see if a name came up. But I don't recognize it. I live in Savannah, and most of my work is over here. And I mean, I get a lot of 912s. I can't even remember my wife's number barely. She's one of the only people I actually remember. He texts me randomly all the time. I really can't tell you. It's one of those things where he'll be like, "How you doing?" kind of thing, or he'll be like randomly like, "We should get some steaks or order some pizzas," or just shit like that. If he hit me that night, well, what was the 6th? Let me see that calendar.
The 6th?
Yeah.
He was working.
Yeah, I have no recollection of that. I was working at the Tesla dealership. Yeah, we picked up Tesla dealership on Friday, and we did about 2 or 3 14-hour days till the spray foam was done, and then the last 2 days was just painting and clean up. So, yeah. So I have no. I can't really recall exactly because I was on a scaffold trying to spray foam a ceiling. I'm sure that night because we were playing some serious catch up. So honestly, I can't recall. I know that every time I come to the deal, well, that's what I call my hometown Cordele. Either we meet and eat, or he comes up to my vape shop and shoots the shit. So. Not at all. I had no idea he was anywhere. If he was over there, you know what? That'd blow my mind if he did it, because that's one of the nicest guys I know. And like I said, I think he's a little feeble. We've always kind of treated him as such because he plays with toys and shit, you know? No shit. Wow. Well, that's an honest surprise. I have no idea that he was even capable of such a thing. I mean, that kind of guy right there, you can't even get him mad. He won't even raise his voice. I absolutely did not pay this man any money to surveil anybody or shoot anybody. This is Yeah. Yeah. If anything that has ever been said in regards to anything about that guy, around that guy, even when we first got together with my wife and decided to turn these people in, I met with a couple of law officers in my family. We have multiple sheriffs and deputies in our family, and we kind of had a big talk. There isn't a person in my family that's not aware of what happened. It's not like we kept it a secret. We told everybody, and even the first person that we turned in, the Al guy that wasn't in jail, I took my wife to his workplace, and she walked in his workplace and pointed her finger in his face and called him a pedophile, told his job, told all the people that was around, and caused a big scene. And that's how we handled it. And as far as we're concerned, that guy was the worst of the two. I know it don't seem like it, but he tortured her from 10. I completely agree. And when we were talking about it, because the way she was, I guess, vetted or whatever, she was still fully convinced that that was her fault, that was her boyfriend and all that, and that's how we followed through with it. And all of the animosity, anything she was angry about was her mama not turning in the first guy. The first guy had messed with her for so long and caused so much problems that when she got her chance to say something, when she knew the cops never said anything to him or they never pressed charges, that's the first thing we did. We turned him in, found out where he was at, and went to his workplace. That was her closure. That was her closure, calling him out as an adult and looking him in his eye. Now, anybody that knows me, I've never been even in a fight. I've never been in any type of stuff like that. But anybody that knows me, I would have drove my wife right to that man's house and let her chew his ass. This is not how we handle things. I don't understand where he would even come up with some shit like that. I tell everybody to drive safe there. That's just a habit. Yeah, but I don't even remember getting that text. But I mean, I worked late that night, and by the time I got home, I wasn't responding to nobody. So I don't know really what they had going on. I just told them drive safe and left it at that. Really short answer stuff, because I've been working a lot. I think we had 95 hours that week by the time we were done with the Tesla. 98 hours by the time we were done with the Tesla dealership. So I couldn't. Man, I was getting so many messages and shucking off even work calls at the time. So anybody texting me, messaging me, it was, yeah, no, have a good one, that kind of thing. And eventually I just turned it off.
Oh, here we go. Truck, Hattiesburg, 9-12.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what that applies to, other than maybe some stuff going on in hometown, family stuff. Well, there's always something going on with them, because ain't none of them right. Like his mama just recently fell. Not his mama's passed, but his Aunt Bobby just recently fell and broke half the bones in her body because they're all diabetic and falling apart. Anything that I hear from them is usually bad news, something to do with somebody either dying or that kind of thing. So I'll have to check and double check because I know there was somebody else sending me stuff to do with something going on over there with family. And every time I come over there, I feed them people, man. They are fat as hell, and that's kind of my way of showing them love is I'll feed them, you know. Order a pizza or take them to Denny's. Yeah, last time I seen him, I took him to Denny's. Whole family, fed them pancakes and stuff. Carterburg is the most popular fried chicken restaurant in our hometown, and I've made a habit of picking up like a 12-pack of chicken, a bunch of potatoes, green beans, that kind of stuff, and I'll show up with them if I'm gonna be around. You know what I mean? Like drop them off. I've always kind of looked out for him because everybody in my family kind of shucks him off because he tries to borrow money from him and shit like that. He's always kind of been a nuisance to those people more so than anything, and I'm the only person that kind of treats him good. Every time I see him, he's kind of hinting that he could use a little help, man, or something like that. And I even promised to give him some gas money from taking me to the motel from Macon the other night. I forgot to give it to him, so I have no idea. I didn't. Every time, one of the last couple times I seen him, I had to get on to him for asking me for $50. So come on, man, you can't always be talking to me about $50, you know. No real legitimate sums. Like the most I remember ever giving him was just something for light bill stuff, or I think he said he had an insurance payment of something for that he needed to put on a van or something like that and he was saying something around $250 or $300 or something like that. I think he ended up borrowing that from another family member that I recommend take care of him. I have no idea. I know he is really bad with money. I don't think they ever cook at home or anything like that. No, never anything like that. And I live off of credit cards, man. I'm telling you, I got like 4 Amex cards with Delta miles, and everything I do is on those cards. I mean, every bit of it. I live off of those things. I have no idea. That's completely insane. I do have a problem with that guy. We have talked about it. I kind of lost track of anything to do with it after my wife called a few times, and I kind of told her, look, these people are probably looking at people that got raped yesterday, and I don't think they're going to put your stuff up on top. But to just, you know, from 20 years ago to go out here and start, you know, tearing people's lives apart trying to find something when they got people that they're looking at right now that just got raped. I mean, how are they going to prioritize your stuff? So me and her talked about it enough times that we just got to the point where it's like, what else can you do about it? I mean, I got 3 kids to raise, and I'm working myself to death trying to keep this business alive through this COVID stuff, and I don't have money to give anybody. Matter of fact, I'm negative right now. I'm trying to close these jobs out and get paid for them so I can get off my credit cards. So if this man did anything expecting money from me, he's talking to the wrong one. Yeah, it's I wouldn't say that I took good care of him. I don't shun him like the other folks do. If he wants to eat, I'll eat with him or something. But it ain't like I don't go in their house. You know what I mean? They ain't clean. You know what I mean? It ain't like I'm good to him like that. It's just that I don't be mean to him like the other family members do. Look, I still can't believe that he did the shit. Honestly, I don't. He ain't the type. To me, he ain't the type. I mean, yeah, I can't. I ain't never seen him hit nobody. I ain't never seen him raise his voice at nobody. I've seen a dude lay on the ground and play with G.I. Joes. The only thing that I know of for a fact that he lies about, and I seen it on his Facebook and stuff like that, as you go down through there, he borrows money from people and don't pay him back. Is what I see. A lot of people get mad at him because he don't pay him back. And I just don't think he has the means to do it. I mean, I think they all live on checks of some kind. I think the people he's with are all receiving some type of government payout or something. Because I think both the kids that's his are like on some type of check, and I think his wife is on some type of check, and I think he might be on some type of check because he can barely walk. No, sir. No, I haven't been to a Walmart with Wayne. I haven't. If I go to Walmart, any type of place in Cordele, it's to my store or to my recording studio in Vienna or Carter Burgers. That's kind of my thing. I'll hit one of them spots and pick up some food, come and go, but I never stay long unless I bring my wife. My wife and I will rent a room when we go over there and inventory my store, and sometimes we'll go sit down with them and do some where we go sit down and eat instead of I bring them something. Oh, oh yeah, by all means, go ahead. I've got nothing to do with that. I haven't been in a Walmart over there. I especially avoid Walmart over there. I have to tell you, I lived over there a majority of my life, and I've managed to avoid bumping into any ex-girlfriends or any ex-family, or you know what I mean. I don't go to the social spots in Cordele. I own a company there, and my little brother's there, and that's it. And a little bit of family. That's it. I don't really hang out. I don't shop there. I got a store called FTV Vapor right over there beside Walmart, and it's a vape shop, and one of my nephews run that. And yeah, that's a. Yeah, I have no idea as far as that goes. I would like to, yeah, any video you might have, I'm sure that'll tell you. I didn't go anywhere with that guy. And I carry a phone with me everywhere I go. I don't have a second phone. Yeah, my wife's sitting right here.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing like that. No, sir, nothing like that. No, I'm the one that got her to turn these people in. She's the love of my life, and I wanted that to be made right. No, no, no other time. I have a second phone line that's attached to my phone that pings my work number. So all my website for my spray foam company and all of that stuff, I'm constantly getting calls. I mean, I work 24 hours a day. It is 229-352-6016. Yeah, that bounces off my phone and it goes to It was coming to my phone, but I got overwhelmed with the calls while we were working on them hours, and I got it bounced into one of my employees' phones. I'll have to look it up. I don't have it right here in front of me. I have to open up I'm on her phone. I have to open up and check his settings. This my main guy, my main employee. Do you have Sean? Oh, I got it right.
I do. Hold on.
Yeah, she's got it in her phone. Hold on a second.
Sean?
Yeah. It is 912-290-0050. That's my main phone installer there, and he's the one that's been catching all my excess work calls for me. Who? Okay, yeah, I didn't know his name off the top of my head. Yeah, he's huge. No, he's out there too. Yeah. No, they picked me up and took me to the Denny's, and they dropped me at a motel. They didn't bring. I came with bags. I had a suitcase, and I had a secondary carry-on full of all my stuff that I take for spray foam information. And go back and forth with all these people I met with over there in regards to starting up a branch there. I have an electrician friend that's trying to move into the spray foam, and it's way more lucrative there than here. So when they picked me up, I had my own bags, and there was absolutely no guns and no bags that I just got out of an airport with. Black. I had a silver suitcase, and I had a black leather zip bag, and they were both crammed with all kind of shit. I was like wires and all kind of stuff from. Yeah, I had to get in and out of there a little bit to get my phone charger out. I really don't remember being around DJ other than to eat some food and carry my bags and put them in the back. They dropped me off at the motel, and other than that, I don't even remember what the little girl's name is, but the wife, the little girl, and the DJ guy was all the way in. I'm not very familiar with his family, I ain't gonna lie. He wouldn't really let me come in the house with him for some reason. And I didn't mind that either, because they're pretty damn nasty. I'd meet him away when I could for food, or have him come up to the vape shop or something like that. No. The only argument that happened was DJ kept saying he's got this weird way of talking. He just kept disagreeing with everything they wanted to get to eat, and that was half the ride back. I want IHOP, kind of thing going on, and they were fussing at him about going to Arby's, and I just listened and rode. Again, I told you that I can see, and anybody that knows me in person knows that I'm emotional about things, and I did vent to these police officers about that stuff, and I mean, we went even so far as, my kids are in the car, let me step out of the car just a second. Hold on a second, let's go out here, but I want to step out. When I met with my...
You need to damn wait.
What?
where he's on the phone with police officers.
And were the ones that were here the other day?
Yes. Somebody killed somebody. And they're trying to say that he was involved. Daddy was not involved in that. He was working. But he knows the man.
Did he drop his phone?
He dropped his mask.
Oh.
God, dog, if anything, I sure freaking hope they ain't after your daddy.
Oh, absolutely. And I told my wife the same thing. I was like, well, that's my somewhat step uncle, and he was one of the only people that knew about it, other than the other law enforcement people in Cordele that I talked to about, and obviously in Alabama, and my whole family. My whole family's aware of this. I think he knew less details than anybody because more just. Yeah, I had no idea where he was at or what he was doing at the time, especially. And the fact that I didn't know anything about this until somebody sent me a link saying that Wayne had been arrested. Now, so if he would have done something along that line, I feel like he would have told me. I feel like anybody that knew anything about us and our personal thing, my wife and her turning him in, be it family in Alabama or anywhere, would have told us something. So oh yeah, there's definitely no truth to that. I have no money, and I will not. There is no payment, and there was no agreement to make a payment. Yeah, he rode with me. He was the only person that knew what I was looking at with a diesel engine.
That was in September.
That was in September. My wife
Yeah,
said.
I found it on my 9-year-old.
Yes, yeah, and yeah, we weren't even in that area. What is the name of it? Hattiesburg, Mississippi. It was in September.
On the 12th.
She's got a document. My wife keeps up with everything. It was on the 12th. Yep, we rode to Hattiesburg and met a preacher that tried to trade me a junk truck for my nice truck. And we got about 2 hours away and broke down, and you have to tow it back.
You use AAA.
I got a silver F-150. Yeah, I tried to trade it for that because it was supposed to be a workhorse machine for this phone business, and it turned out to be a piece of shit. Yeah. Well, the thing is with a good foam rig, you can make a fortune, man. And we were right there when before all the crazy shit happened with COVID and that. And I was looking to add on, and without having to spend all the money. A new foam rig is $100,000. I got $100,000 tied up with one already that we had just finished making some payments on from the last 2 years. We were able to pay it off in a couple years. but it's all been direct payments into bank accounts and paid right out through our credit cards, that kind of thing. We don't have liquid. It was an all-day trip, and then we ended up, I think we stayed in Hattiesburg that night.
Yeah, 'cause you had to damn have AAA
Yeah, because AAA had to haul us back to it. Yep.
truck. Yeah, 'cause you was gone. I was watching The Social Dilemma.
And she's looking at stuff. She writes down everything. Yeah, well, she plans my life. She plans my life, so she knows. Man, let me tell you, well, she didn't remember. She just documents it because, yeah, I have to ask her about everything, so she's looking at it. But yeah, we tried to trade my damn truck for a piece of shit, and then he was the only person that could go with me. And then he looked at it and he said, we're good to go, and then we broke down, so he didn't know shit either, man. I know he's a bit on the feeble side, but I thought he knew diesel. I think that's the only thing is heavy equipment is that he does, so.
Yeah, y'all left on Friday and then you came Saturday. Good grief.
Well, that's the only thing he knows. That's the only thing I ever known that he knew. And I was thinking, shit, man, at least maybe he did know some. I mean, he got to the point where he could tell me that, you know, once it tore up what was wrong, but he couldn't tell me shit about getting it out of the driveway. Yes, sir. And I got another thing to add to this before you get off there. This is actually not the first time something like this has happened. I got in trouble in 2005 or 2006 because somebody got killed that was one of the contractors I was working with, and they sent them to my house for murder to check because I was one of the last people that called, and I had a little bit of pot in the house at the time. My wife had some pot, and I ended up having to claim it, and I ended up getting a charge for that, and they took guns, and we had nothing to do with it. But this is not the first time this kind of thing's happened to me. I know that sounds crazy, but I had, again, nothing to do with that. Some person got killed over some money or something, and they came straight to my house. So, the contractor, it was a black fella named Duke. He was a painter that was coming back and forth to my paint store at the time in Ladies Island, South Carolina, and I guess I take he was a drug dealer or something like that. And man, he's a painter, and when he got killed, I was one of the last people calling him, saying, "Hey, you owe some money," and how's that?
What?
Dooley, my little brother lives in Dooley County. That's where my recording studio is. I've been working on that place for a year, and I coming and going from my little brother's house over there. That's the only place I go beside the vape shop or to eat with family members while I'm over there. So I don't really mess around over there very much other than just to check on my stuff. And yeah, Dooley County, my little brother lives over there, and he is, they own a hog farm over there, his wife's family, and yeah, that's where I come and go from. I'm sure he knows them. They know everybody in Vienna. Yeah, my little brother lives over there too, so it's very likely. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if I'm not at my store over there, I'm at his house working on his shop. He's got like a 2,800 square foot building. We turn it into a recording studio. It took us about a year because we do it all by hand. We ain't got no damn money to spare for that kind of stuff. But yeah, we've been working on it a long time. Just got the sheetrock installed. Yes, sir. that's cool. That's cool. Being as you from over there somewhere, absolutely cool. And actually, when all this happened, because of the last thing that happened to me that I was telling you in 2006, first thing I did was call and talk to a lawyer, and he said, "Don't talk to nobody." And I said, "I'm gonna tell them everything I know. I don't have anything to hide." And he said, "I'd rather you do." I said, "I'm gonna go ahead and talk to them, and if they need to talk to me past that, then we'll talk to you again. But other than that, yeah, that was just from my previous experience, because they ended up locking my old lady up for the same thing they locked me up for, and we had to pay double lawyer fees to get out, and we didn't even have anything to do with the damn murder either, you know." We both got a pot charge out of that in 2006, and this in this day and age is a pot charge that they would have gave you a ticket for. But I received a felony off of it for two ounces of marijuana in 2006. And that's the only trouble I've ever been in of any kind. Yes, sir. 2280. Yep. No problem. You can reach me at 912-259-0251. What's the band? I really don't know much about Alabama at all. I've only been over there a few times with my old lady when she's dealing with family members either dying or getting in trouble or something.
He's about to die.
We actually got to go back over there real soon. That's Pensacola. She's in Pensacola still, ain't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yes, sir, and that's some of the craziest shit I've ever heard. I never would have. Anybody that knows me knows I would have probably strangled a man with my bare hands before I'd have asked somebody to do something like that. But we took it to the limit with my wife of what we can do. We got 3 kids to raise, man. So, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you. And apparently you've been checking everything out, and I understand you have to. It's your job. No, sir. I'm a felon, and I do occasionally use marijuana for anxiety and stress. And the last time somebody came to my house over something like this, I got in a lot of trouble for other things that was not that. You know, anything that came for just happened to have a bag of pot, and that cost me. So I have no problem talking, answering any questions or anything. I just want to get that out there. And I'm already in trouble for that type of shit, and I don't need any more. Yes, sir, I understand. Yes, sir, we're getting rained on right now, so we can't spray any foam. You too. You take it easy. Nope. You have a good one, boss. Will do. At this number, right? Yes, sir, you have a good one. Bye.
I didn't hear nothing he said. Just I had it on. You've been on for an hour.
Yeah, if there was anything that.
What?
If there was anything that they said, he might not have said. He could have put some words in that man's mouth.
Who? What?
He could have said some stuff Wayne didn't say. Wayne turned again and blah blah. So I still don't believe that.
Oh. Yeah, and you said you don't believe it. Oh, he's saying Wayne turned you in.
Mm-hmm. And Wayne didn't turn me in. He said Wayne confessed to me.
Confess to doing it?
Yeah.
Get in your seat, son.
Now.
Put your seat back and sit in it. What do y'all want? Oh, we're going to Jim and Nick's.
Yeah, McDonald's for me. McDonald's.
I forgot you in your seat.
I guess that's the same guy that came to talk to us that seen. Are you in your seat yet, son?
This seen what?
That came and seen our kids in my truck.
I didn't plug myself.
Mm-hmm. I didn't hear nothing he said, and I hated that you had it on and not on speaker. But
Oh, I'm sorry. Why don't you just ask her questions and shit?
yeah, I know.
And I don't think he got. I think he was probably still a little skeptical about even my side of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's asking a lot of questions. You feel weird?
Yeah, I feel like I might have said something that might have tied Wayne to the shit. Maybe.
What do you mean?
That he knew he was aware that I said something happened, but I ain't paid nobody shit to do shit. So it don't matter. How
Well,
long
I
they
mean,
can
y'all
come.
are related, and
Yeah, and that guy's something that happened to that guy, and yeah.
yeah, I know that you might have said something to him about it, but
Where are we going?
Jim and Nick's.
Yeah.
Ellie says she's hungry. Mama, I mean, the baby's been chirping in the back, but because I wanted you to be able to talk to him without, the rain hitting it, and you be able to hear him, and I didn't want to be trying to get food and ordering shit. I think they drove back home yesterday. Those two
Yeah,
men.
they came and seen, and they got enough information that they needed out of being in our house. If they needed a warrant to search our house or something like that, they'd be doing it.
Yeah. He said he'll call you back.
He said if I need anything else, I'll message you. He said, well, I can see where the dude messaged you that night, saying he's on his way. I said, I told him, I tell everybody to drive safe.
On his way where?
Back from over there. I said, I had no idea where he was. I just told him drive safe.
Yeah, I tell you drive safe.
That's what I told him. I tell everybody to drive safe.
Told you yesterday. Hustle, drive safe.
I need to call that lawyer and tell him that I spoke to the cops just a little bit, but I didn't tell him much of shit.
Well, I got everything you said right there.
Yep.